All right, what's going on, guys? So today I took a trip up to Stuart, Florida to King's Muay Thai. Here we're gonna go ahead and meet up with Skyler. He is one of the Muay Thai coaches and the owner of the gym. We're gonna talk a little bit about shin conditioning. Yes, I said it, shin conditioning. Let's do it.
What's up, man? How we doing?
Good. All right. We are here, King's Muay Thai, and I have the man with me. Skyler, go ahead and tell him who you are and what you do and your background a little bit.
So I started training Dutch-style kickboxing in 2006, and then around 2014 I transitioned over to traditional Muay Thai, and I've been doing it ever since.
What I'm gonna do is go over some particular drills that you can do to condition the shins, but we're also gonna go over some misconceptions that traditionalists will be doing, but for the most part, we're trying to get away from that, right, Skyler?
Yeah, absolutely.
So what is the misconceptions right now that you see that a lot of young Muay Thai guys are trying to get into?
A lot of guys, they'll use like Coke bottles or use like a Theragun and they'll blast their shit. Any type of like hard, like a baseball bat or like a piece of steel, just banging on the shins. In Thailand, they don't do that.
So now listen, what we're trying to accomplish here is to condition the shins to help you kick over and over again and to obviously not feel as much pain. It's obviously gonna be painful, we know that, but kicking the bag primarily because it is sport specific and then allowing yourself to repeat that over and over again is gonna cause micro trauma, which is going to down-regulate the pain receptors going up to your brain. So it's gonna allow you to keep on kicking that bag. And then you wanna do that with kicking the bag, but you also wanna do it while you're sparring too as well.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So go over some details like how you would do it if you had a kid come in here and they need to condition their body to spar and to fight.
Three main avenues to condition the shins. One is pad work, so using like a hard leather Thai pad. Another one is bag work. Now bag work can consist of kicking a bag with just cloth all the way up to a bag that has cloth and sand layered in it. And then also too, running on pavement also helps the shin build up too as well.
It makes sense because what I'm gonna show you is doing low-level plyometrics, which is basically running. And a lot of Thai athletes, they do that a lot, especially in Thailand.
Yeah, they run a lot. They run like 10K, 10K every day.
It's that repeated trauma, that repeated, on the ground and off the ground. It's going to help elicit more strength in the soft tissue, the ligaments and tendons, and it's gonna build up calcium. Now, there's two ways you could do it. We got the plyometrics and you have strength training, right? Wolf's Law, right? We wanna put an adequate amount of force on a particular bone so that it can dense in the bone and we can get stronger with adaptations. So using strength training, whether it be squats, lunges, deadlifts, things like that, and then also, again, plyometrics, low-level plyometrics or jumps, right? Jumps and pogo jumps are gonna be very advantageous for you to do along with your long-distance running. Now, let's get into some pad work and some bag work, huh?
I don't really put like a number on the reps.
Yeah.
It's pretty much you gotta like kind of feel out process. You can do it more for like time, like 3-5 minutes a day, maybe on here, and you start kind of light. You'll go light and then you'll kind of ease your way into it. Because if you come in right off the bat and you just try to smash that bag, you could injure your shin. And then once you get injured, you gotta wait to recover. So you lose all this training time. So it's always best, personally, to start slow and then gradually move the power and speed up as you go.
So like this one's very hard, right? This is the one we're talking about with the cloth and everything in it.
Yep.
Now, if I were to just like smash it like I did right when I first,
it's hard. It's pretty hard. Correct. Yeah, I mean it's gonna be hard. I mean you can over time.
Yeah.
And that could be a good number to build up to. Like the Thais, they usually 100 to 200 kicks, at the end of training. But in the beginning, it's gonna be you're gonna probably get injured.
And again, it goes with how powerful your kicks are too.
Correct.
As well.
Correct.
Like you could whip that hip over.
Exactly.
And obviously you gotta lessen the blow. Not bad.
Yeah, no.
Technique's good.
Stop it. They might not be as hard as that, but they're gonna have a combination of sand and cloth throughout it. So you got to be, when you go over there, you got to be kicked. Like you can't just go over there and just smash the bag right away. You got to physically feel the bag.
Yeah.
That way you don't injure. Because like I said, you could kick that bag one time and you could break your foot, you could hurt your ankle, you could do a lot of damage to your leg, and then you got days or months to recover from that injury. So now we're hitting Thai pads. So this is the tool that they use, along with building their conditioning and techniques.
Yeah.
The pad, because these are nice hard leather pads here, they'll help also condition the shin as well. You should be a Thai fighter, man. That was good. That was good power.
Working through mobility of the hips definitely plays a role in how much power you can produce. And again, if we're talking about getting back to the subject matter of the video, increasing your shin conditioning is going to depend upon your ability to produce power with those kicks, right? Over and over and over again. So you have to be able to have adequate amount of power to cause that stress on the shin.
The harder your shins are, the harder you can kick.
Yeah.
If my shins aren't conditioned well, I'm not gonna be able to kick you hard. Maybe 1 or 2 times, but then I'm gonna injure my shin. And you see that happens a lot in MMA and even in Muay Thai sometimes is the guys will stop kicking because they injure their shins. Even though the kicks are landing and they're causing damage, they can't kick anymore. So a lot of times you see a guy kick in a fight and he'll stop all of a sudden. You're like, why is he stop? He should keep going. Usually it's probably because he injured his shin and he can't really kick it anymore because he's in too much pain. They don't spar hard a whole lot. Maybe sometimes for the lower level fighters that don't have a lot of experience, but most of those guys have, 300-400 fights for the most part at the end of their career. So they get a lot of experience just fighting. So they don't ever hard spar a whole lot.
That's where you can take something from these guys that have been doing it since they were kids, man. Like, you're not supposed to always fight in the gym.
Correct.
You know? And in all actuality, if you try to fight in the gym all the time, you're not going to make it to the real fight.
Correct.
So, tapering it off a little bit and working on your game, working on your technique, having fun with it.
Yep.
This way you're not dreading going to practice every day.
Correct. Yeah, you're not sitting in your car like, man, I don't want to do this today. I don't want to get, knocked out or rocked or anything. So it definitely, and also too, it takes the intensity out of it, so you're free to move around and experiment with certain things and just flow better because you don't have to worry about getting your face kicked in.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right, guys, so there you have it. Hit the bag, hit the pads, do your plyometrics, do some strength training, and condition your shins. Skyler, you got anything else to add?
That's about it. Shin conditioning is very important, especially if you're an MMA fighter or a Muay Thai fighter, because if your shins aren't strong, you can't kick hard. And a lot of times you can use that shin to finish a fight.
Instagram, someone can find the gym?
So you can find us on Instagram. King's Muay Thai Gym is the Instagram handle, and our website, kingsmuaythaigym.com.
Subscribe, hit the notification. Let me know if you like this video in the comments down below. Hit the like button because I know you're going to like this video, and I'll see you again next time. Peace.